I use this in my class too. And it's really part of my Cyberpatriot team training. But it does what we need to do in this class as well. So it gives them some definitions about information technology and information security. We've had cybersecurity for a long time. We just call them information security instead of cybersecurity. And really there's three parts to it. Securing your data, making sure it is what it's supposed to be, accessing, making sure the right people can access and not everybody, and then making sure that data is accessible to them. And so there's three parts to that. And so we talk about integrity, and that's a big thing to talk about. Almost every day of the cybersecurity class, we start the class with ethics, about what's ethical and what's not ethical. And that what you're seeing here, you should not be using unethically. But they have to know what that means. Because a lot of them think, I noticed this about 86 or 87, if I don't get caught, it's not wrong. That's the attitude they have. And so you have to tell them what's right and what's wrong, because they're not getting it other places. So they all like this cartoon. Bring the civilizations to its knees with the Goths and the Vandals and the Huns, and now it's the Geeks. They like that. And this one talks about keeping things in order. These records are inaccurate, out of date, and misleading. Don't you have a privacy and information code yet? So this talks about the zombie attacks in the end. And the 10 Commandments. So this is big at our school, that they learn these. First, cause no harm to anybody else. On the network, on that computer, you share that computer with 7 other people throughout the day. Don't interfere with anybody else. No snooping around into other people's folders. Don't try to blame somebody else. Do something and say well, I didn't do that. So-and-so did. Don't be a pirate. That means software. And that's a hard one for them to understand, because it's so easy to get free software.
And your babies are music.
Yes, music, software, no thieving, and those are really the same thing. They don't understand that torrenting illegal software is a theft. Don't be a zombie, and make sure your computer doesn't become a zombie. No and follow copyright laws, no vandalism. Do unto others as you would just. They're a little corny, but I go through those. So the reason behind cybersecurity should be it's safer for me and it's safer for everybody else too. So it's not just for me, but it's for everybody. And so we give them a way to report crime. Of course, none of them ever do. If you ever complain, here's a website you can post your complaints to. If you have a couple different websites. Here's our safety tips. So I don't like to show this before that activity, because that gives them ideas, and I want them to come up with their own ideas. Talking about threats. Of course, you could have natural threats, floods. I mean, we had a flood one year, and it flooded half our bottom floor because somebody dammed up the drainage. So all those things. Intentional threats, man-in-the-middle attacks, worms and trojans and phishing and hacking, a keylogger. So, and I don't want to bore you going through all this, but you would have to know what's up there. As always, I don't give you a lot of detail because I don't like just reading, and I don't want them to read while we're talking. So, we'll talk about vulnerabilities, exploits, hackers. And of course, you could go into more detail. There's lots of different kind of hackers. There's white hat hackers and black hat hackers and gray hat hackers and green hat hackers and all kinds of hackers if you want to go into that. So anyway, I don't want to bore you with all this. We have other things to go. So this is in there anyway. Last thing is security is built in layers. And so, and this is what I'm saying, that the internet is not all of security. It's just a very small piece. I would put it up there at the tip top of the wireless security. That you have to, your computer has to be configured correctly before anything else. And then the equipment that you're plugging into has to be configured correctly and plugged in correctly. And then you have to protect your data with encryption and passwords, those kind of things. And then finally, the internet and security and the network stuff. So it goes into all that. And you're welcome to use what you want. Take none of it, take all of it.